I'm a biology major, not a theology major, but I've never used the biology that I took in college except for twice. Once when I was principal of a small 10-grade school where I also had to teach history and math and Bible and PE and everything else, and once when I needed a visa to a country that wouldn't allow people with a theology major in. Because I had a biology major, I was able to get a visa and go in. They thought surely a biology major would be no problem. But I have a friend, in fact many friends, but one I want to tell you about. I'm going to call him John. John is also a science major, and John, I'm amazed at the way that God is using his science as part of the way to share the gospel. John has been hired as a science teacher in a Muslim country. It's a country that doesn't allow church workers to come in. In fact, this country regularly expels people who they think are missionaries or working for the church. But John has been hired by the government to teach science at a public school, at a public high school. He teaches from a creationist perspective. And that's thrilling to the Muslim parents. They are amazed that there's a Christian who believes that God created the world. He also teaches health, and many of the health principles that he's teaching to the students, they're also amazed at. They thought all Christians drank alcohol and ate pork, and here's one that doesn't even smoke, and he's teaching them that God wants their bodies to be healthy, and they have a responsibility to keep them healthy. Those students are going home and telling their parents what they're learning, and the parents are thrilled to have this teacher there. Many of the parents and students have begun to ask John deep, serious questions. Oh, they start with questions like, why don't you yell at us like the other teachers do? Or, why are you a vegetarian? I want to be a vegetarian. But they also ask questions like, what happens when somebody dies? Or, do you believe in the judgment? And little by little, just by being his happy, friendly, loving self, John is making an impact in that community. Many of John's fellow teachers and other workers there at the school have become interested in this guy. He's different than they are. He's learned their language. He's teaching in Arabic. But he also is different. And they want to get to know him, and they invite him to go to eat with them. Well, that's quite a compliment in a culture where going to eat with someone is one of the best things you can do. They want to get to know John. They want to see what it is that makes him different from everyone else. You know, I'm thankful for your tithes and mission offerings that help to give John his training as a scientist that he can now use as a way to impact people in this country. John is a tent maker like the Apostle Paul. Oh, he doesn't make tents out of canvas. He teaches science. But John is using his science teaching as a way to impact the lives of his students and fellow workers. If you're interested in learning more about being a tent maker, go to te.adventistmission.org.